Hello, I'm just here doing a bit of work in the garage on the Stirling engine. I just wanted to show you the regenerator. Since I've got the covers off, you can see what's inside. So the regenerator material is stainless steel Brillo, like kitchen cleaning pad type things. I've just got the covers off because I've actually it's actually been leaking. Had this rubber seal. This rubber seals type stuff I was using, but actually with the heat it's actually started to melt. So I got some high temperature silicone, which is goes up to 300 degrees. So I'm hoping that'll do a better job at sealing it. Also, I've just put this alternator here. Let's see a bit better that. So I've made this flat pulley, which will take an old piece of tooth belt, and I've got that running around there. So I'm hoping that that'll be better geared to generate electricity without stopping the engine. The other addition I've made is up here on the seals. Originally I had leather seals, but what I was finding was they were actually cracking. I'll just go and find one in a minute. Yeah, so I got these seals here, but they're all cracking with the heat. This kind of seal, it worked okay on my last engine, but on this engine it seems to, I think there's more heat build up. So what I've actually done is I've got some 3mm PTFE flat material and replicated the leather seal in PTFE. So I'm hoping that will give us a more resilient seal. The other beauty with that is I don't actually need to use lubrication on it as such. I've been spraying it with dry PTFE spray on just to help things along a bit as far as lubrication goes. But so far that has worked out quite nicely. So so in a second I'm going to give it a run, and we'll see what we got. Well, we're all set up and ready to go. So this should be the test of the alternator that I've attached to it. Hopefully the gearing is about right, but we shall find out. It's always a balance to try and get the gearing right so it doesn't stop the engine, but also doesn't allow the engine to run too fast. So I'll just take you over the setup here. So as before, we got the alternator in place on the pulley. I used a piece of an old tooth belt. If you look there, you can see where I've joined it together. I've used whipping twine to tie it together, so hopefully that will hold out. I've got it connected, so there's red there for positive, black there for common or neutral, or common. And we got there's two cables here. One of them is the sensor cable, and one of them is the it's to charge the field windings on startup, but once it gets going it won't technically actually need that cable. So we'll follow the cables down the battery. So we got them red onto the battery. We got the shunt here of the amp meter set up, and you should be able to see the amp meter. So we got 12.5 volts. That's the voltage of the battery as it stands. And then the amps should work when we start it up in a minute. So it should start generating, but we'll find out in a minute. So I'll get him fired up in a minute, and we'll see what we got. Okay, so I've just started the engine running. We've got a fair fire, but not extremely hot fire. Obviously, as it heats up, that should change. That's our fire there. I'll just put a few more bits of wood on. A few more bits of top quality pallet wood. That's that there. So that's our belt running, driving our alternator. getting, the speed is getting faster and faster, slowly but surely. I've always found that on this engine and my previous engine, it took a while for things to heat up until the full top speed was there like. Now this is showing 12.6 volts. I can't remember what the charge state of this battery is. It may be that it's actually finished charging, but I'm unsure whether this ammeter is actually correct or not. I'm going to recalibrate this again at some point to double check that. I'm just going to check the speed. So the RPM is 211 RPM. Now, as proven in the last video, 600 to 700 RPM gave out the best horsepower. So we'll give it a minute to see if that improves. Okay, I've just fired it up and he's spinning away quite gently. I'll just show you the fire in a minute. The fire isn't particularly big yet. So it's just started up. It's not as hot as it has been, but that will obviously improve as it gets warmer. So I got my amperage gauge on it. The other slight annoyance is this rattle here. Every stroke there is a big bang, like a piece of metal is hitting another piece of metal. It's not very nice really. I'm almost tempted to take the ram pistons out again and take a look at that to see if there's a way of remedying that. Well, it definitely sounds like it's under load. I don't really understand why this ammeter is now showing 0. It's strange really, because when I take the load off, sorry, take the wire off, the engine actually speeds up because it's not under load. So I would suspect that this ammeter is not telling the truth.